Hi, everybody. It's Linda G coming to you live, not live, coming to you taped from Northern California, which is a beautiful, crisp morning. My favorite morning. I've been cooking all morning. Made my son's favorite dip, tuna dip. Don't forget, I'll be showing it on my show next week. Anyway, I mean my cooking show. We already got the name, Linda G Can Cook. We've already got the YouTube channel. We just have to tape, so I need help with that. Okay, so here we go. I wanted to get on today, even if it's just for 20 minutes, to kind of tell you guys some things that I've been feeling. And first of all, Ahmaud Arbery's killers were found guilty, and it was definitely a sigh of relief. 11 white jurors. And it just definitely gives you kind of that breath and that feeling of hope for the future. Notice how this eye has the darkness more than the other eye. Huh. So, sorry, I have no idea what's going on. It's almost like a shadows on it. So, I wanted to look at him real quick. His mother is just amazing. They told her to go home and to get over it. Remember, because it was all corrupt. I think one of the guys involved with this used to be a police officer. And so, or detective or something. So, you know, the good old boys. Yeah, you know, it's okay. We got your back. Now, I think it's the DA is going to struggle in court herself. Definitely be charged with obstruction of justice. I feel like they knew that this was going to happen. I don't know why. Unlike maybe hoping like the kid did. But the kid pulled the self-defense in. For some reason that worked. It's based, I want to tell you something real quick on the Rittenhouse. I feel like one of the jurors is going to come forward and say they felt pressured by the judge and like they weren't supposed to do it, or by other people within the group of jurors. I feel like something like that will be brought up. And I definitely feel, remember I saw too, definitely feel some other lawsuit coming that's going to smack him pretty hard. But now they're already mad at him because he was on Tucker Carlson and said he believed in Black Lives Matter. So there you go. And of course, Trump posted a picture with the two of them together. Yeah, hey, dude, and listen, I got a list of some other people you can kill for me. So not that that's for real, but you know, anyway. Okay, so, but Ahmaud Arbery, your mom worked so hard. I feel like there's a movie, trust me, there's going to be a movie on this. And it's going to be a fantastic movie because I feel they're going to show her journey. They're going to show how they told her, oh, nothing to see here. They're going to show the ugliness of what happened in Georgia. And they're going to show how she would not stop. She would not stop until justice came. They said while she's putting her son in the grave, she's telling him, I will get justice for you. And she did. I'll tell you what, right away, I feel like these people were kind of like stuck up and thought, yeah, it doesn't matter. They probably should have plea deal, but they didn't because they thought they were going to get off. That's what I was feeling. So, okay, so I wanted to tell you about that. Ahmaud, how are you doing, sweetie? He's just like, he's a beautiful energy. Oh, George Floyd is there. Hi, George. Long time no see. George Floyd is there. He said, my mom is fantastic. My mom is fantastic. He doesn't, you know, he's actually forgiven these guys. I know that sounds crazy, but he's in such well-being that he doesn't hold any kind of hate. If we could see what his past life was, this was all as predicted. Does that make sense to you guys? This is as prophesied. So He's got an animal too. Sometimes I see spirits holding an animal. I don't know what animal this is, but I see he was holding an animal. He was scared to death. He was absolutely scared to death. I can feel that fight or flight. In fact, after he was shot, it feels like he popped out of his body and he's running. And he's still kind of in fight or flight. He didn't cross right away. He was confused because he was just alive a few minutes ago. And now these people, because he was scared. Can you imagine a truck with a Confederate flag on it coming for you? I'd be scared to death too. So he wasn't going to stop for them because he knew it was trouble, and sure enough, it was. And he's saying those guys are going to pay emotionally quite dearly. But it's not for him to determine. He's saying that all of this was as written, so I guess this was supposed to happen. Remember, George Floyd said that too. Basically, that they had signed up to be martyrs for this because they're just this bright light of love over there. And he just keeps saying, my mom's was really fighting for me, and he just has such love for his mom. His mom worried about him. He wasn't the easiest sometimes, he's telling me. But he wants to thank he's saying, Linda, did you see all those people there for me? He's so sweet. I'm not feeling good about Jesse Jackson. I don't know why. I know he's struggling with something with his health, but he's almost like acting like Jesse Jackson will be joining him. He's a great man. And his struggle will be over soon. So I don't know what that means, or they might come up with some medication that really helps him to move forward. Could be that. It's getting harder and harder for Jesse to go places, but he wanted to be there. He wanted to be there. Great love there. So I don't know if you guys can hear. That's not my house. That's the house across from me. That's the blower going off, or the what do you call it? The lawnmower. Okay, so I really need quiet though. I need to concentrate. Okay, so listen, you guys, I was hearing kind of on the news this morning about China and Russia, Putin and the leader of China, and about how they're really going to try to hit the United States with this real negative. China really thinks they have the right to take Taiwan back, and Russia thinks they have the right to take Ukraine. What's his face, which a lot of people didn't read, Putin had put out an 8-page letter about why Russia deserves the Ukraine. Hey, listen, the Native Americans were here before the white people got here. So hello, I think they deserve the United States. It doesn't belong to the United States, it belongs to the natives, if you want to think like that. Nobody owns nothing, but it's interesting. He feels entitled. Well, you know, we owned it at one time, so we need to own it back. Man is so weird that way, the way they think and how they think they own something. You don't know nothing, suckers, nothing. The earth upheavals and the things that are coming up, even burial sites are about ready to be turned upside down because there's a lot of earth planetary things coming up, which we'll talk about in my 2022 predictions. Not Armageddon right now, but down the road, there'll be some pretty heavy duty stuff. But the reason I'm worried about it, as I kind of was waking up and my TV was on low and I was sort of hearing that, this feeling of doom came over me. So I want to check and make sure. I think I'm not as afraid as Putin as I am of China. And I think China really thinks they're king for a day and they would like to just take over. They'd even mess with Putin if they could. Yeah, they act like they're good pals, but they don't trust each other. Putin was thrilled when that January 6th insurrection happened. So was China. They thought, oh yeah, you guys ain't working out. Your democratic ways aren't working out. Will China and Russia do something to upset the United States. They do a lot of things. They spy a lot. Also, I heard Russia wants to take over Afghanistan. Good luck with that. You know, they're kind of worried about us. Isn't that interesting? Interesting that they act like they don't fear us and they're superior when actually they need our money or they need our help. That's interesting. The sun is in the hope streams of wishes, so we're gonna create magic. It's almost like whatever they put out on us will come back on them 1,000-fold. I don't know why this is so. Hold on, you guys. There we go. But I see some underhanded things, not full out sort of war type things, but under the table, like we're going to warn them, like things have happened and we're going to tell them, knock it off. I think some things, remember I told you that there's going to be some things happened from in the United States that would bring us together. Because, you know, you can have all these people working against each other, especially what Andre said about Pluto being in Pisces, you know, delusional. People's down there at Daley Plaza waiting on the on John F. Kennedy to show up. I see people come together almost like 9/11. So I do feel something will happen. I can't tell if it's Russia or China, or it could be both. It might be that thing I saw before with some sort of sea, something in the sea or the ocean, maybe one of our warships. Something's going to happen. And it's almost like a declaration of war, but it's not. I don't know how we're going to handle it, because I wasn't seeing a war, not at this time, but I see them poking us. But see, we're trying to make our own things and not use China, and that pisses them off too. We're going to help defend Taiwan. Maybe that's why they get pissed off. I see us coming in there helping them. It'd be stupid for either party to hit the United States, because the United States can kick back just as hard. You don't even know half the stuff that we have in our pockets. I mean, there's a lot of stuff there. There's a lot of intel working that knows a lot about what to hit with different, but we're not going to do it unless we absolutely have to. And it's not necessarily killing people. It's hitting the places that that they need. For instance, do you know that the Pentagon put a virus in they put a virus in Iran's nuclear system that actually destroyed it? They knew we did it, but we denied it. So yeah, you know, there's a lot of people at work now. And you know what else I see? And maybe we'll find out later. Right now, I feel it's hush, but I feel like we're doing a lot of things to counteract all these people trying to steal our information. I don't know what this is, but I see some brilliant minds working together. I really do. And we really need to take a look at why Facebook and Twitter and those guys, when Putin said, don't post opposition, which means Navalny, on your pages, and they stopped. I mean, why? He's not the president of us. He was when Trump was in office. So we're going to do some deep stuff. This whole nation is going to change. I'm so sorry. It's so crazy right now, but there's really going to be some major stuff. In fact, I do see people being afraid. No war right now. I'm not seeing war. Okay, so I want to look at real quick. Ahmed just said, everybody's going to go through a pretty rough time, Linda. But peace will be with you. My mom is safe. A lot of people are safe. And that Trump man will go down in history as being one of the worst persons around. You know, and Trump actually exploited the whole China thing. He was just always mad at China and pissed China off. I'd like to say China just wants to be left on its own. It would like to take over Taiwan, but it also just wants to be doing its thing and, you know, everybody leave us alone. But I also feel Putin is not somebody like that. I feel like he'd like to take over the world. I think China is that guy. He feels like he thinks he's something. But listen, I asked earlier before I got on here about Putin, and they're saying in 2023, Putin may be something of the past. Okay. Now let me look real quick. Let's look individually. Tell me about China. Is China going to do anything to affect the United States in a negative way? I see them sneaky. I see them trying to steal things, which they've been doing, and we do with them too. I don't see them interested in starting a war, or really. They're speaking with muscle power, but they're almost not. I don't see we want to take over. Not right yet. I don't see that. And there's a lot of Chinese people that own land in here and stuff. And you remember what happened when the Japanese, when they did something to us. The United States went in and got rid of all of it. Went right back into the United States pockets. So financially, it would really cost them, and they don't want that to happen. It's a very rough passage right now. I think they're struggling. I haven't heard that China is struggling financially, though, but they're the ones that loan out money to everybody. Yeah, that guy thinks he's ruler. He thinks he's ruler. Someone will calm him down. Someone will give him the cups. This might be Biden, you guys. President Biden will know how to work with it. I mean, it's got to be pretty bad for us to go in there and tear it up. I see some negotiation. It's going to piss Putin off. I see negotiation. Okay, so then let's ask about Putin. I didn't see the Chinese guy going right now, but I do see the Putin guy going. Let's ask about Putin. They're going to try to throw a fast one. It's almost like, I think maybe what I heard, because I was half asleep, they're toasting the cups, China and Putin, and trying to act like they're kings for a day. And they're looking at the United States as the enemy. The next person to take over Putin is a woman. It's not Navalny. It's a woman. Yeah, they're struggling. They're struggling. I think they'll try to do something. They're situating themselves all over. But I see the United States coming in and helping them to make sure they keep their hands out of the Ukraine. They're very independent. They don't want anything to do with Russia. That's probably another reason he wants to take over, because he's pissed. Now, let me ask about Navalny. How's Navalny doing? We haven't asked about him for a while. He's still in prison. Biding their time. How's Navalny doing? He's still alive. They just got it as much as they could. You notice we're not hearing anything. They're blocking anything before it comes out. He's biding his time. He's sitting in his cell. He waits for news. Justice will be his. So I think he's going to get out of there. It might be next fall. He might even act like he's going to be okay, like he's not going to cause trouble. But I keep seeing a woman coming in. Maybe it's his wife. But something's going to happen that I see Putin running. So I don't know what he did or who's after him, but I see him running. So Navalny is hanging in and he's got real good cards on the as the outcome. Now, sorry, you guys. Let's look at the Chinese Olympian that is missing. Look at that. There's a fly. I'm a doggone pants. I'm a daggone pants. Oh, I'm seeing flies all over. Tell me about China. And don't forget, tomorrow I'm reading with Annette Dion. I posted that she's going to be on the show. Be sure to ask underneath the post if there's something particular you want. I think I'm going to ask her about Russia and China too. There's that fly. He's trying to come get me, but he ain't going to get me because I'm going to get him. You know what I'm saying? Here, I'm going to play a Judge Judy. Joy is. Get on. Go. Okay. Tell me about the Olympian. Okay, somebody from the Olympics said they talked to her, but I almost feel it was somebody else talked to him. It wasn't her. Is she okay? Oh, she was hiding for her life. She was frightened. She was frightened by everyone. She's hiding, you guys. She's not dead, thank you. She's hiding. She wants to stay far away because there were threats made against her. Maybe even the government will give her money to go away. But there's no crime here as far as taking her out or anything. I didn't know because I couldn't feel her at all. But it could be because she's really deep in hiding. I'm glad that's the case. Okay, you guys, so I wanted to hit on that, and I wanted to hit on what happened with Ahmaud. Ahmaud is just my mom. He keeps saying my mom. He loves his dad too, but he keeps saying my mom. She loved him. She loves him. She worries about him. But he's safe, and she got justice. But I'm going to tell you, that mom, not that she's looking for money, and the money doesn't take care of her losing her son. But there's something with a motion picture. I could see it. As I was watching this, I could see the motion picture. I see some really top names producing this. I see it's probably an Academy Award story. It's just going to happen. And it's an intense story about what she did and worked through, even though they told her, just forget about it. It's still racism, you guys. So let's look real quick because, you know, I feel like doing it. Let's look at the January 6th commission just to see if we got a little bit more coming up. January 6th commission. Oh, did you hear Cohen has been still giving the government a bunch of records? I love it. And congratulations to Michael Cohen. He's out of jail, even though he was homebound. He's free. And Reality Winners being free pretty soon too. Okay, let's look at January 6th commission. I can always see that Liz Cheney. She feels like a go-getter. Ooh, more information coming. Hello, more subpoenas. It's been difficult though. It's not all that easy. They are getting a lot of information from inside informants. Ooh. Knight of Swords, the truth be told. Ooh, this is going to end the career for a lot of people. Two particular people are standing out. This is going to end the careers of certain people. Bannon's in big trouble. Giuliani's in big trouble. Big trouble. Okay, so now I want to ask guides, who I love more than life itself. My beautiful guys, what do you have to say to everybody here? What do you want everybody to know? Tell us about what's coming up for the next month. What do you want everybody to know? Tell us what you want us to know for coming up this next month between the end of November, December. The Page of Wands crossed by the world. So I would say some world events. It's not terrible. It's actually some love and hope with some division in the world. And then there's justice coming too. So there's some things that are going to happen in the world that we're giving love towards, you know, that country. Could be a natural disaster or something, but well, you know, that terrible thing happened with those kids getting, adults and children getting run down. You know how I'll see disaster. It actually looks pretty good. It looks like a kind of a decent month of relaxing. People are going to see more money coming in their pockets. There's positive energy and there's celebration. So it looks pretty good. More business things happening, more money, more money, more money. Okay. So it looks good. Listen, as far as that new bill that, you know, Manchin is trying to stop, I do see it going through, but I see back and forth, back and forth. So listen, but the most important thing, let's look at that. I'll ask Annette too, is voters' rights. Tell me about, will we stop the filibuster and vote on the John Lewis? I see it going through, but when? When, can you tell me? Diagnete it? Okay, let's see. Yeah, unable to make any motion forward. Here's Biden. Here's Biden, and here's the Tower. The Two of Swords. The Chariot. So it's going to go through, but it's a lot of work to get there, you guys. Back and forth, back and forth. I'm not necessarily seeing a higher court. I'm seeing that we might pass it by getting rid of the filibuster. That's what I'm saying. I just see Biden, because we know people were on him about the price of gas. You saw what he did. He's released all those barrels because that was one of the things. The next thing is voting. So he's going to really concentrate on that too. Okay, you guys. So I will see you mañana. Happy Thanksgiving. I'll see you tomorrow at Thanksgiving with probably some dressing down my mouth. And we can read with Annette, and I hope you watch it. And I hope you guys stay peaceful. Try to be calm. Try not to drink a lot of alcohol and be crazy. Love one another as I have loved you, saith the Lord. Cheers.